The Springboks will be playing this match in Port Elizabeth at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium, a place where they've played 4 matches and have not lost a single one. And they will be using that to bolster their confidence along with the 3-0 series whitewash against France not so long ago. Now, I'll not get ahead of myself. I'll bring Jody in on this one because that's exactly why I've asked you to come in. Because, Jody, it's been a while since you and I spoke Springboks. The last couple of times we did speak Springboks, it wasn't the best of times. But now we're on the up and up, and welcome back. And what do you make of the side?
Thank you very much. Yeah, I think Alistair said it when he told everybody at the news conference yesterday. Continuity will probably be the way forward for the South African team. I think he didn't have a lot of options. I think he went with the guys that did duty against France. The first thing I think they should do is forget about France. They learned some valuable lessons in there, even though they won 3-0. I don't think it was the best French team that the Springboks played again. And on the other hand, I also think the Springboks made a lot of mistakes that they won't be able to afford to make it against a team like Argentina or in a tournament like the Rugby Championship. So I'm looking forward to this game. I think the next phase of Springbok rugby starts now on Saturday in Port Elizabeth. And obviously, we spoke about the players. I think there's a few players that we need to mention. I think this will probably be make or break for SAvArg at number 8, maybe the second test in Argentina as well. And then obviously, I think the last 15-20 minutes, I think a lot of people will be expecting to see a young Cohen Bosch, who a lot of people are touting to be the next superstar in South African rugby, whether he'll get some game time, depending on the match situation, I think, as well.
Of course, going into this weekend, it's the 100th test matches played in the Rugby Championship, which used to be called the Tri-Nations for Australia, New Zealand, as well as the Springboks. A very big weekend, in fact, a very big season. Like you said, it's a new chapter that they're going into.
Yeah, and I think it's not going to be an easy game. Let's not kid ourselves, Kendal. I don't think the Argentinians are going to make it easy at all for South Africa. And you spoke about 2015. Let's not forget that they beat South Africa last year in Nelspruit.
That's true.
South Africa won the away game in Argentina, so they'll be coming here with expectations. We mentioned you mentioned in the insert the team. I think the duel will probably be at number 10 with the experienced Nicolas Sanchez and Elton Jantjies, who a lot of people are saying still hasn't found his feet at international rugby. It will be his 15th test tomorrow. So I think both number 10s will play a pivotal role for the sides. But it's going to start up front. We know how well the Argentinians they do in their scrums. If they are able to dominate up front, I think they'll be able to put South Africa under pressure, and it's going to make it easier for either Sanchez or Jantjies to dictate the game.
Let's talk a little bit about the tighthead prop position. Koenie Oosthuizen comes in for Ruan Dreyer. Koenie Oosthuizen has been shown up to come a little short in Super Rugby. Look, do you think that he's going to be able to withstand the kind of pressure he'll be under against a superb scrumming nation like Argentina?
Yeah, I think he had a decent Super Rugby season this year. Previous years, there was a lot of question marks around him. The thing that I like about Koenie, and I thought where he was utilized properly, was as an impact player, and he brought energy to the scrums the last 20 minutes that I thought really worked well for the Springboks. Now he gets the starting opportunity. To be honest with you, with Frans Malherbe being injured, and I don't think Ruan Dreyer was quite ready for international rugby. They don't have a lot of options. But then on the other hand, you know, if things do go pear-shaped and Koenie doesn't perform well, they have an experienced guy like Trevor Nyakane, who's played 28 tests for the Springboks, to replace him. So I think this will be a stern test for Koenie. Also how he combines with Malcolm Marx and Bisum Tawarira, because remember, when he comes on, normally the last 20 minutes they replace the whole front row. Yeah. And now he'll be playing with guys who hasn't played with in a long time, even though they've had a training camp for the past 10 days.
Jody, one of the things that I found very interesting is how at the end of all of this, at the 15th of November, 2023 World Cup bid, the winner gets announced: Ireland, France, South Africa. How important do you think the results are? How important do you think the way we manage our hosting of the matches is going to be for that particular decision?
To be honest with you, Kendal, I think it's going to be touch and go between South Africa and France. I don't think Ireland has quite the infrastructure to host a Rugby World Cup. So I think France are really keen. They hosted it in 2007. Yeah. We hosted it in 1995. So they'll also still have a lot of that infrastructure. We were lucky that we had the 2010 World Cup in terms of having world-class stadiums and stuff like that, and knowing how to host big events. So I think it's going to come down to money. I think the government has given more than 2 billion rand to South African rugby, or guarantee that they'll invest more than 2 billion rand should we get the rights. From a South African perspective, I really hope we get it. I think there's no reason we should get it. But like on the field, the French are going to be tough opponents.
Now, Let's talk a little bit about transformation, because the big perennial elephant in the room in South African sports is transformation. Alistair Coetzee let go a massive opportunity to further the agenda of transformation by not choosing Siya Kolisi to be the captain. He chose Eben Etzebeth ahead of Siya, who's Eben's captain at franchise club level out at the Stormers. What do you make of that and how it plays out in this instance?
Yeah, let's just look at the circumstances quickly. Warren Whiteley, the third test against France, pulled out at the 99th minute. And, you know, Alistair had to make a call. If we talk about transformation, Kendal, I don't think selecting a black Springbok captain should come as at the 99th minute. It should come because of planning, it should come because of form, it should come because of a lot of things. I think Siya would have been a good candidate, but just the circumstance I don't think would have been the way forward. I think in the future he might get the opportunity, and also I think Eben did well, and he has the support of a guy like Siya Kolisi, because let's not forget they are very good friends off the field as well, and they understand each other on the field. They were actually, I think Eben was best man at Siya's wedding, so they have that friendship and they have that understanding on and off the field, and I'm sure that Siya supports Eben all the way. But I don't think when it comes to selecting as the first Springbok captain, it must come, you know, at the 99th minute because your regular captain got injured. I think it should become because he's the best player and because of planning, and that he deserves to be there.
Well put, very well put. Lastly, but not last, last but not least, a prediction for tomorrow?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. I think it's going to start up front. I think the Argentinians are going to make it very tough for us. I think they're going to exploit our weaknesses, especially in the scrums. I think we have a couple of weaknesses. If South Africa manages to pass that test and dominate, I think it will probably be the Springboks by 14. Otherwise, if it doesn't go our way, I think Argentina by 7.
There we go. Jody Hendricks, thank you so much. Always a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much.
And there's a whole lot more that you wanted to say, but we'll make time for that come next week. There you have it. Jody says it might go Eben's way, but Eben might be getting that 100 Rand. It might also go the other way, where the 100 Rand will be going to Elvis Presley. More about all of that a little later. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with more news at the top of the hour. You're watching Newsroom.